Welcome to the fifth night of Lot, the night of darkness and light. This is the beginning of the period where the nights are the darkest indeed. In Scandinavia, where winter nights are very dark, this night, 12th to 13th of December, is a very important festivity. It is the night of Saint Lucia, who is a beloved saint, a beloved woman symbolizing the light. More on that later. And with the Nights of Lot, before the winter solstice, we are exploring the causal plane, we are exploring the world of ideas, and we are get an error message. I hope you can see everything correct. We are getting clues, getting crucial informations before the winter solstice for what is to be done after winter solstice in the holy nights, in the so-called rough nights or also smoky nights, both being important traditions that go back all the way to the Celtic ancient civilization, to the Germanic civilizations, to the ancient Slavic situations. They knew already about 2,500 years ago about these special nights between November 24th till December 20th. Later, Christianity came, they put the names of Christian saints on top of these particular nights where one could gaze into the darkness of night. That's why we focus on the night of Lot, not on the day of Lot. Although the next day till sunset is also part of this 24-hour period. This is why here it's sunset of 12th of November till sunset of 13th of November. This particular night of Lot has to do with the darkness from which all sprang forth. In the beginning, there was no light until there was light. How? Initiated by God, the Creator, let there be light. So first was the darkness, and darkness has to do also with space, infinite space. Space always symbolizes possibility. If you have no space, if everything is full, then nothing can be manifested, nothing new can happen. So we need space first, and space usually is dark, like the cosmos, and then we need light. So in case of creation, it's the suns. It's actually the center of the galaxy. We have in this December a very favorable influx of energy from the center of our Milky Way to the Earth. If you know about astrology, it's in the 27th degree of Sagittarius. 27th of degree of Sagittarius, we get a lot of light from the galactic center. Although this particular December is a tough December and will be even tougher during Christmas and all the way into beginning of January. So many people will be a little sad, a little depressed, a little doubtful what will the world come to, what will the new year bring. Many people will be very pessimistic, but for those that have the inner connection, you feel already there is a lot of light coming, and 2026 will be a very interesting year, even a faster year than 2025. And while 2025 brought a lot of separations in case of couples, I heard more separations. Maybe it was just people around me, or not just around me, but I'm traveling a lot. I do the live streams. Many people just separated. They felt they had to go on their own. Now, in 2026, everything will speed up. And there will be challenges because the world is in such a time, such a state, that you could call the like the final day or the last Judgment Day, I believe it's called in English. Forgive me for my ignorance. And those who go to the right side of God, 144,000 just ones, and those who go to the left side of God. Now, what does that mean, and what does 2026 have to do with it? We will find out. Is there really a connection? Are we in such times? According to my informations, it lasts all the way till 2032. So about 7 years of judgment, whatever that means. That's also very individual. And it's basically, are you orientating towards being connected with source? Are you on the right side or to the right hand of God in these old terms? And that means, are you sincere? Are you truthful? Are you loyal to yourself, to your own truth? Are you loyal to the divine, to your source? Or are you easily distracted, easily put into fear, easily put into doubt and depression and darkness? Because this is those who go to the left hand of God. And it's basically like two timelines. The right hand of God is a timeline where people, and forgive me for using the term ascension because I know it's overused and it says very little because most people have no idea what does it mean, ascension. It has to do with consciousness. It has to do with getting a much clearer consciousness, a much clearer perception of what really is. And those who don't do this development step of clearer consciousness and they stay in their shady consciousness. Here I'm using these terms because this is the fifth night of Lot. This is the night of darkness and light. And that's a very clear separation. Do you go the path of light? And that doesn't mean any religious path or political path, beware. But it means, are you luminous? Are you inwardly shining? Are your eyes full of light? Do you perceive? Or are you more in the shadows of existence? And are you darkened? Is your aura darkened? There's many, many levels, of course, where you can expand on in terms of light and in terms of darkness. So in principle, it is really people who follow what has been given to them by their creator. What has been given to us by the creator? First, free will. God does not interfere. God does not force us. The other side does. If you are in league with Satan or Lucifer, he famously said, I think William Blake made him say this, better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. Better to reign in hell than to serve in heaven. In Paradise Lost, I think I'm mixing up the author. You can write in the comments if you know the correct source. But what does it mean? Lucifer, the fallen angel, rather was the boss and reigned in hell as being the brightest angel of God, the Lord, and serving God. So it's the old story of the ego. And it's the old story of, I want to be boss. I want to call the shots. And not wanting to be in tune with the source, with the highest. And this is such a time we are stepping in now. We have stepped into already where there will be a stronger separation between the two, darkness and light, as I said. And you will feel it either happier, lighter, more luminous, or really darker and pulling down and more depressed. And this goes together with misusing your free will, because we have been given the free will. How do we misuse the free will? If we give up our free will, if we let others call the shots on our own life, whoever that might be people who tell you what you should do and you surrender your own free will to them. You basically become a slave of them. It could be a system, that could be in the company, at the workplace, that could be in the whole country. There is many, many implications to this, giving up the free will. Many people give up their free will to AI right now. It's like they have no idea how strongly it influences them. And by giving up more and more of the tasks to the AI, they're giving up their free will. And AI is wonderfully brilliant in doing things, but those who know a little bit, you can immediately recognize AI algorithms, AI speech patterns. And I predict, and it's already a reality in 2025 and will be more so in 2026, the more you still use the human spark, the genius, the human genius, the more you will be successful, the more you rely on AI, the more you will sound like everyone else who uses AI. But that's up to you to choose because you have free will, and I just remind you of that. The other thing is we are creators. God has given to the human beings the power to create, and that makes us as unique as the free will. Now, many people give up creation. They are just consuming. They give up production, they give up being creative, they're hanging out on Netflix or on YouTube, and they're just consuming and consuming and consuming instead of producing, instead of creatively creating something. And consuming basically consumes you finally. So if you want a clearer distinction, what does it mean to go to the right side of God? It means you stay in your free will in alignment with the divine source, and you stay a creator. You stay creative, you stay productive. Whereas if you go to the left side of God, you give up your free will, you become a slave to whoever or whatever, and you are not creative. You're not creator anymore. You're just consuming, and you are basically, yeah, reduced to a passive existence, a consuming existence. I hope this gives you enough clues, and look around and you see it happening everywhere. But for us, it's more interesting to go now into what does it mean, darkness and light, in the terms of this very old tradition that goes back, as I said, 2,500 years ago. First ritual is always the oil ritual, or in the old days, it was smoking or smudging, purifying the atmosphere, not just in the holy nights, in the smoky nights or rough nights, as they were called, the 12th as Christianity called it, but even before the winter solstice, we had these 6 nights of Lot, or nights of fate. And for this particular night of fate, I suggest these 2 oil blends, Gary's Light and Transformation. And I will explain why, and I give you some tips how you can use these oil blends for the topic at hand. That's the first ritual, and that's something you do right now together with me if you have the oil blends and you are doing that first ritual right now in the live stream. Second thing, you go out into the night and you go ideally into a forest to a T crossing, and you're just gazing into the darkness. And there is this, you are on the service road, and here is this T crossing. So here is the flow of time or the flow of life, and you're just gazing into it. And this is really as close as it gets in as regards to gazing into the future or gazing into the stream of fate. And the old seers, the old priests, shamanic priests or heathen priests, or however you want to call them, or wise women, they really gazed into that flow of fate in these 6 nights of fate. And it was a gazing visual or supernatural vision, auditive, hearing something or not hearing something, and also feeling, intuitively feeling, getting information, downloads, one could say in modern language. And you would stay there at the T crossing for 15 to 30 minutes, and then you would step backwards for 30 steps before turning around and going your way home. Now, if you live in the big city, of course, that's not an option. You might be far away from the next forest. So you could go on the balcony and gaze into the night sky. or you could just look out through the window into the darkness. And it doesn't matter if it's cloudy or if it's a starry sky, it's just really gazing. And I suggest if you do it from your room that you turn off the lights so you can have a clear vision of the darkness. 15 to 30 minutes, and then you are returning home, or you're turning on the lights if you stayed at home all the way, and you're writing down what comes to mind now. What comes to mind regarding darkness, regarding also inner darkness or shadows. We're also speaking about shadow work here. And what comes to mind regarding light, the light of consciousness, and the divine light, illumination, if you wish to call it like that, enlightenment. And also, you write down just intuitively whatever comes. It's like brainstorming or idea streaming. You don't judge, you don't filter, you're just writing down what comes to you regarding darkness and light. And light, of course, has many implications. It could be the light in your cells. It could be the light in your aura. It could be the light in your emotions. It could be the light in your thoughts. So we can have darkness on all these planes. We can have light, be luminous on all these planes. And this is the night. This is really the week where in the northern hemisphere it's the darkest, from 12th, 13th till winter solstice. Then, of course, the nights are still dark for another week, as dark as now before winter solstice, but the light is growing stronger again from winter solstice. And this is why this was regarded like the darkest nights. And in Sweden particularly, but all over Scandinavia, they have this festival of Saint Lucia. And I will show you a picture of that. So I'm still here. Let's go deeper into the subject, the 6 nights of Lot, or oracle nights or nights of fate before winter solstice. Winter solstice is kind of the axis. Winter solstice is kind of true north. Winter solstice is where you get your new alignment, your true north, where you check your compass needle if it still works correctly, your compass of life. And then after winter solstice, the holy nights start from 21st of December till, here is a mistake, 6th of January 2026, of course. I'll have to correct that. So it's the night of the 3 Magi, or the night of the 3 kings that came from the east, the 3 wise men. Let me bring in the presentation. I'm immediately reacting when there is a mistake. And here it's an important thing to correct, that you are aware. The holy nights, they go all the way till 6th of January. And next time, on the 6th night of Lot, I will explain to you even further how fascinating this is. How winter solstice is really an axis, a true north. What happens before winter solstice, what happens after winter solstice, has together with the season of carnival, or the balls, the big dancing festivals, from 11th of November till 24th of November, when the last dance, the last days of Catherine, or after from 7th of January till Carnival Tuesday, and before the fasting time begins in Christianity. We have here a very fascinating symmetry around that north axis of winter solstice. And you will start to understand more about this. I will explain more about this in the 6th night of Lot, because the 6th night of Lot, the night of St. Thomas, is just right before winter solstice, the night from 20th to 21st of December. This year we have the winter solstice on 21st of December in most parts of the northern hemisphere. And that sixth night of Lot is, of course, the end and the new beginning, while the fifth night of Lot, the night of Saint Lucia, is the night of darkness and light. So let's look at the Christian version or the saint that has been put on these heathen or pagan traditions. Fifth night of Lot is dedicated to Saint Lucia of Syracuse, the luminous. And you see her here holding her hands, and she has her eyes in her hands, and there's a big meaning in it in the legend of Saint Lucia, which we will explore right now. She was of Syracuse, that's a city, the southernmost city on the east coast of Sicily. So it's even further south than Catania, which is at the foot of Mount Etna. She lived from 283 after Christ till 304 after Christ. That means she became only 19 years old. You will soon find out why. It's in a way similar to Saint Barbara and Saint Catherine. These virgin saints, they lived relatively short time, but they had a high meaning because of their steadfast faith and dedication. She's an early Christian virgin and consecrated martyr. Her name Lucia means the luminous one. And of course, 800 years, because the whole Nights of Lot or Oracle Nights or Nights of Fate started already at least 2,500 years ago. So for 800 years, the Celts and the Germanics and the Slavics, they were using this special time, the silent time from November 24th till winter solstice, for using particularly these 6 nights to gaze into fate, to gaze into the future. But then all these saints that we talk about, either they are from the time of Jesus, like Saint Andrew, for example, or they are usually from the time around 300 after Christ, Anno Domini. And that's quite interesting. Why have they chosen Christian saints from that period, from approximately 300 years after Christ? I have no explanation for that, but Christianization, of course, took longer, till also into all the Celtic regions and all the Germanic regions and all the Slavic regions. Christianity was missionized, took till 7th, 8th, 9th century. Lucia was the daughter of a wealthy Roman citizen of Syracuse in Sicily who died young. Her mother, Eutychia, wanted to marry her off, but Lucia had vowed virginity for the sake of Christ, and so the betrothal was postponed. When her mother became seriously ill from bleeding profusely, Lucia made a pilgrimage with her to the tomb of Saint Agatha in Catania. As I said, is a little north, important town, very interesting town because it has 3 levels. Old Catania number 1 under present-day Catania, and then even Old Catania number 2 under the so it's basically 2 cities under the present-day city. Why? Because of Etna and the lava flow. And some legends say there's still people living there in these buried historical versions of Catania, a very interesting city. Why do I know that? Well, I gave many lectures in this city. I lived there for more than 2 months, and I got some interesting insights there. If you meet me in person, you can ask me. I will not tell that here in the live stream. There, at the tomb of Saint Agatha in Catania, her mother was cured of the ailments caused by the flow of blood. And because it was a miracle healing to her, she agreed to her daughter's vow to lead a life as a virgin. Lucia had sent her fiancé her torn out eyes. This is the meaning of the picture you just saw before. She basically pulled out her own eyes, according to legend, of course, and then what remains? Dark holes remain. So the light of the eyesight, and then dark holes, darkness and light. But here comes another symbol that is associated with Saint Lucia, the moon sickle. And the moon sickle is always a symbol, if you go to Christian churches or chapels, that is associated with the Divine Mother. And God, the mother or the mother of God, became active, and she gave Lucia even more beautiful eyes in return. Lucia's returned bridegroom accused her of selling the inheritance to the prefect as a Christian. That's a little mixed up, that sentence, sorry. He accused her that she was a Christian, because in those days there were still many that were not Christianized yet, including the prefect of Syracuse. And he accused her of selling of her inheritance, and so she should be judged. She was a bad woman, according to her bridegroom, who was shunned. So the prefect wanted to have her taken to a harlot's house, of all places, but not even a team of oxen and 1,000 men were able to deliver the chained Lucia. 1,000 men not being able to pull one young woman. That's, of course, a symbolical number, as, by the way, is these 144,000 just ones that go to the right side of God on Judgment Day. So it means a lot. A lot of men could not move her. She also survived the work of a sorcerer, even the pouring of hot oil on her and the torture of fire, unscathed. Finally, a sword was driven from below through her throat into her head. And even that did not kill her off. She only died after she was given a host by a Christian priest. And then she gave up her spirit. The symbols of Saint Lucia are the eyes that glow and radiate into the darkness. The sword, now you know why the sword, and the crescent moon, symbolizing God the Mother. In Scandinavia, there is this special festival where young women go with the candles, all dressed in white, and one chosen young woman on this night of the 12th of December, she wears a whole crown of candles symbolizing the light, as you see in the picture above. There is a date-related connection with Luna as the goddess of heaven, Luna, also the moon, Diana as the goddess of earth, and Hecate as the goddess of the underworld. So she has to do actually with heaven, the earth, and the underworld. She symbolizes the light that shines through the three worlds: the higher world, the world here, and the nether world. In Scandinavia, Saint Lucia rides the Yule goat, which is one of the goats of the god Thor. Her dark side is the bloody Luz, or bloody Lucia, with a sickle. She's actually like Kali in Hinduism. So you see here this picture of the bloody Luz. Actually looks very similar to a Kali figure, a raging, undivine form, you could say, of that very pious and luminous woman. And we have seen that already with Saint Nicholas. Saint Nicholas has a dark other side, the Campus, or kind of a devil, the Zwarte Piet, as the Dutch people call it, the Black Piet, and the Knecht Ruprecht, as the Germans call him. And so here we have a female version, the bloody Luz. And she takes naughty and disobedient people and children, according to legend, drags them into the forest and slashes them with the sickle. The origin of Bloody Luz lies in the ancient Roman goddess of the moon and light, Lucina, who got later demonized by the Christian church. That's a little of the historical perspective. And now let's go and do some useful rituals. So if you have that oil blend, Gary's Light, you can use it now. And afterwards, if you have the oil blend transformation, we do that one as well. Why am I using Young Living essential oils? Because in my opinion, it's the strongest, most concentrated form of 100% natural oils. There is a number of producers of good 100% natural oils. There's, of course, many companies that have synthetic oils or fake oils, but the real differentiator is the concentration. Not only how pure, but also how strong the oils are. And this is why I use Young Living essential oils. Gary's Light is a special recipe by the founder of Young Living, Gary Young, a unique combination of sacred frankincense from Oman, cistus from the Mediterranean. Cistus is a rocky rose that is a flower of the heart, the scent of truth, or the scent of fragrance of truth, as it is called. It is a scent of prophecy, a scent of knowing from the heart what is true and what is false. Also, it contains lemongrass. Lemongrass is a giant grass which has a very fresh scent, and it's actually great for resilience. It's great for resisting and not getting ruptured, not getting torn apart. By the way, lemongrass alone is a wonderful oil if you have tensions in the neck and in the shoulder area. It's a perfect traveling companion, lemongrass, especially if you travel in the airplane. Then it contains cinnamon bark, and cinnamon bark is a very solar oil, and myrrh, which is God the Mother. And we spoke about God the Mother in case of Saint Lucia, and God the Mother giving her back even better eyes. By the way, here you see her with the eyes on the plate that she sent to her shunned bridegroom. And you see her also with the sword, a symbolic picture, because later on she would be killed with that sword, but only after she had taken the host. You see me inhaling from the bottle. This is called aromatic breathing or true aromatherapy. True aromatherapy is always done directly from the bottle because there you have really just the oil, no other influences. If you're a beginner, you do that 1 to 3 minutes. If you're advanced aroma practitioner, you do that breathing from the bottle, concentrated breathing from the bottle, 3 to 5 minutes. With that particular oil, you will really feel how it goes to all your pores, to all your cells, and the color of that frequency that Gary's Light oil blend has is white. It corresponds or translates into white light. And if you do that aromatic breathing in a concentrated way for a longer time, you will feel like there is like clarity and white light going through all your cells and even to all the layers of your aura, as well as through the chakras. And this is bringing me to how do you use it? You, after aromatic breathing, you take a drop or two, you activate it 1, 2, 3 clockwise, and you first of all apply it on your spiritual eye. Secondly, where else do we have access to light? On the forward fontanella, as well as on the backward fontanella. Then there's a special spot here in the upper third of the back of your head. It's like if you had eyes in the back of your head. And this is a very special spot which connects you to Source. And here, normally you would place cedar wood oil to get aligned to source, but you can also use Gary's light on that spot as well. I hope you saw it. I don't know how, because I looked away from the camera. I hope that you could see it. The next thing is there is two spots that are the eye reflex zones in and on top of the two neck muscles. And you would massage, remember the meaning of the eyes in the context of that night of darkness and light, you would massage it into your eye points. And then, of course, you could put a little on your neck chakra. Where else would you put an oil blend that evokes light? You would put it, for example, on your heart chakra. Mind you, if you wear white, and I wear white in honor of Saint Lucia in Scandinavia, they all wear white. You have a very yellowish oil here, so be careful not to stain your white clothes because it's hard to clean it. Now, this special blend provides a calming sense of strength that leaves us feeling grounded and protected through the lemongrass, while filling our hearts with joy and peace through the cistus and the myrrh, and allows us to shine with light throughout our being through the sacred frankincense and the cinnamon bark. This blend is designed to inspire us to connect with one another, with the light, not the darkness in one another, not the shadows in the other. That's what ego people do. They are teaming up with the egos of other people. No, here the meaning is team up with the light in the other and enlighten our spirit to a greater awareness of truth and discernment. So you do these oil rituals, then you go and gaze into the night, as I described already. Then you come home and you write down in your journal impressions, whatever comes to mind. Then you go to sleep, because the dreams that we get in these nights of Lot, they can be very telling and they can give us important hints. That would be the fourth element. After writing the third element, the fourth element would be that you are going to sleep and you are really more aware, more kind of lucid sleeping. And in the next morning, that would be the fifth element. You write down what you have dreamt as far as you can remember it, because there might be important hints given to you during the night, according to ancient lore. The second oil blend that I recommend you has the purple flame. If you know about Saint-Germain, you get the idea. And Transformation is an oil blend that combines 9 essential oils, among them lemon and peppermint. Lemon and peppermint are famous for the lemon peppermint wellness application. You put 1 drop of lemon oil in 1 liter of water and drink it in the first half of the day. Second half of the day, afternoon, evening, you put another drop of peppermint oil into another liter of water and drink it in the second half of the day. It's a real strong cleanse, makes you very conscious in your cells. Lemon is a great purifier. Peppermint is a laxative. And that's just how this transformation oil blend starts. Of course, you would use the vitality oils that are for internal consumption. Now we have 3 spiritual oils in this blend: sandalwood, the oil of Shiva, and frankincense, the oil of God Father, and also the essential oil that Jesus Christ used most of the time, as well as Palo Santo. And Palo Santo is another oil of the third eye and the crown, and even protecting the neck against negative energies, that is in use in Middle America, Central America, and South America by shaman, and has been used even by Aztec and Mayan and Inca Indians. Now, lemon and peppermint cleanses, sandalwood, frankincense, and Palo Santo establishes the spiritual connection and also protects you against darkness. Finally, we have cardamom inside and ocotea. These are both very spicy oils. Cardamom, the paradise grain as it is called, very strong, energizing. And ocotea is an Amazon form, Amazon variety of cinnamon. And then we have clary sage and Idaho blue spruce inside this blend. And clary sage is the most female of all the oils. It has the most female phytohormones or phytohormones. Don't know how you pronounce it. If any one of you English speakers, native English speakers, is online, please write it in the chat because I can see what you write in the chat. And is it phytohormones or phytohormones? Anyway, clary sage has these strongest phyto or phytohormones, and blue spruce, particularly Idaho blue spruce, has very strong male phytohormones or phytohormones, rivaling the cedar wood, which is the strongest in male phytohormones. And what does mean phyto or phyto? It means plant hormones. So transformation really balances your female strength and your male strength. The ocotea and the cardamom, they give you pep, they give you energy, they make you more hot or spicy. Palo Santo, frankincense, sandalwood give you the spiritual connection and the blessing, and lemon and peppermint, they cleanse you. You see me again smelling directly from the bottle. That's what I always do when I start to work with an oil, because this is the true aromatherapy, the original aromatherapy. Through nose, through breathing, it goes everywhere. Particularly oils of the quality of Young Living, they have molecules under 800 AMU, atomic mass units, which is really the finest quality of essential oils. These oils go everywhere just by aromatic breathing. Now, you can apply transformation, of course, on all the chakras. It's a great oil for all the chakras. You activate it with this oil blend. You don't have to be as careful because it's white or transparent, so you don't stain even your white shirt. So you apply it on your crown, on your third eye, your spiritual eye, on your throat, on your heart chakra, the center of the chest. You can also apply it in the neck. It's quite nice in the neck. You apply it on your solar plexus, on your sacral plexus chakra, and on your root chakra at the perineum or further back at the base of the spine. With this particular blend, you can even apply it to your hand chakras, if you are consciously aware of your hand chakras, and your foot chakras, because it really brings great transformation. However, Gary Young originally composed this particular blend for the transformation of our thoughts, to transform darkness into light in the world of our thoughts, to transform negativity into positivity, to transform destructivity into creativity. And this is really one of the oil blends that has a tremendous positive effect on our thoughts. Now, we have with transformation, of course, if you are participant in the Essential Holy Nights or in the Essential Holy Nights here, you know that we use this particular blend also for the month of April, the changing weather, changing moods, changing energies of April, as well as for December 1st till 21st of December, so basically beginning of December till winter solstice. 4 different purposes. If you are participating in the Essential Holy Nights, I give you the link later on, or if you're participating in the Essential Holy Nights here, then you will also learn these uses with transformation. But now, if it's just for the night of Saint Lucia, the night of darkness and light, becoming more aware of the potential darkness inside you, potential shadows inside you, and illumining them, then it's enough that you do the aromatic breathing. You apply on the 7 chakras if you wish, and you could also apply to other parts, as you might know. Whenever your body says, oh, please put the oil also there, and you get that feeling. For example, in my case, I get the feeling now for my wrists, then just put it there because your body is asking for it. And then again, just breathe from the bottle, and you can visualize a purple flame going through your whole system. Another nice use of transformation oil blend is in the shower. You can apply it, rub yourself all over the body, and then go into the shower, ideally a hot shower for 3 to 5 minutes. You will have a tremendous transformational feeling in your cells. And even if you have a bathtub, you can bathe in transformation, 5 to 7 drops in the bath water and bathing water, and stay there for 50 to 60 minutes, and it will really be a very transformative bath that you are taking. Transformation oil blend helps you to move from feelings of darkness and being challenged by your shadows to an environment of light, hope, and joy, to an inner environment or environment of consciousness, of light, hope, and joy. The scent strengthens positivity and self-confidence to move forward and to change your behavior with courage and with the inner knowing how to fulfill your wishes. And this is a big thing. What are my wishes? Are my wishes what society tells me to wish for? People around me, they say, oh, you have to have this, and then you just get easily influenced. You give up your free will and you say, okay, yeah, I also get it. I want to do what you do. Or do you follow your true calling? Do you follow your true north? Do you follow your own free will? Transformation makes both possible, but I remind you, you either go to the right side of God or to the left side of God in biblical terms, if we look at Revelations of, who was it? Saint John. So further information about this blend. Transformation strengthens and supports the willingness to change inner beliefs. How do you do that? By breathing it aromatically and really working on your beliefs. So facing your negative beliefs, your shadow beliefs, and then bringing in the positive, the luminous side. It allows you to recognize what leads to the dark side and the shadows within you, and it helps you to replace them with new, more light-filled beliefs. If you have done these 2 rituals with Gary's light and transformation, then next ritual would be to go to the window, turn off the lights, gaze out into the darkness, or to go on your balcony, or to go to the forest, to the famous T crossing and gaze into darkness, which I will do right after this live stream, looking already forward. And that would be the second ritual for that night of Lot, that 5th night of Lot, darkness and light. Then you come home, or if you stayed home, you just turn on the lights again and start writing in your Holy Night journal, whatever comes to mind about darkness and light, whatever inspirations you received. Then you go to bed. Of course, if you have to do things in between, it's fine. But when you go to bed, just command yourself to have lucid dreams, to have conscious dreams, because in the Nights of Lot, we also get some meaningful messages in our dreams, and that would be the 5th part of the Night of Lot ritual. You write down in the morning the dreams that you can remember. Now, the holy nights themselves are drawing near. If you are a participant already, then you have to do nothing because you are already in the program. Because if you booked the participation, you are in it for 3 years. I give you the participation 3 years for the price of 1 year. Why do I do that? Because I know that if you do it for 3 years, it really sticks. It really transforms you. It really changes your fate. So the Essential Holy Nights go from 21st of December, coming up soon, really. We are not far away, just 9 more days, till 6th of January 2026. And then followed by, I have 3 packages or 3 bundles in this Holy Nights adventure. You can also participate in the whole Essential Holy Nights year. If you just participate in the Essential Holy Nights, you get 15 live streams, the 2 preparation days, the 12 Holy Nights proper, the 12th night, and the night of the 3 Magi. 15 times 3, because you get it for 3 years, 45 live streams. You get a lot of inner knowledge, inner informations, but also a lot of aromatherapy knowledge. And then if you participate in the Essential Holy Nights here, you get updates each month. These are also usually live streams, 1 hour, 1 hour and a half, for 12 more live streams. So altogether 27 live streams times 3, because it's 3 years, 81 live streams for a price that you would wish to pay for any other program by comparison for how much you get. But there is a third package or a third bundle, and that third bundle, so if you use the link, it brings you to a page, a landing page. It looks like that. And then you can explore the 3 bundles. So the first bundle, just the Holy Nights, is just $97, but you get it for 3 years. So basically, it's each season for only $32.50, I believe. So it's really very affordable. And if you think about it, it will change your life. It will change your fate. I promise you that. And you'll be so happy and so grateful to yourself if you joined this Essential Holy Nights, or the bundle with the Essential Holy Nights here, or bundle number 1 is the most exclusive one. You get personal coaching from me, private coaching from me, 4 times 1 hour, 1 for winter, 1 for spring, 1 for summer, and 1 for autumn. And I'll make you also more aware of what the seasons really mean and what we human beings should do in these seasons. But also you will get a lot of oil knowledge, because by now we have 55 essential oils and oil blends that we are using in the Holy Nights, here, as well as in the Nights of Lot. So you get the knowledge for which many aromatherapists will envy you. So if you haven't signed up yet, use the link in the video description, and you're part of it for 3 years, and it will be a most unexpected adventure for you. If you are already in the Holy Nights program, you know the whole thing. You're probably looking forward already to next year, but it could be that you are just finishing 3 years, and I will send you an email in case your 3 years are up. And then I give you a special repeater code, which gives you rebate. I believe that's the word, gives you a reduction in price with that special repeater code. So you can continue for year 4, 5, 6 for even more affordable price. And I look forward to continue working with you. So the 6 nights of Lot, tonight, the night of Saint Lucia, darkness and light. And we have 1 more to go, the night of Saint Thomas, 20th to 21st of December, the end of the old year, and it flows, it merges straight into winter solstice on 21st, the new beginning, the actual beginning, the astronomical beginning of the new year. I wish you all the best. Enjoy this night. Work on darkness and light. And if you're really courageous, go out in the forest. And I will do so now. I will go out now in the forest and been looking forward already. And the only thing that is tricky is stepping back 30 steps. You have to be careful not to fall over a root or a stone. So explore the terrain before you go out. Enjoy, and see you in the sixth holy night, and then in the sixth night of Lot, and then see you hopefully in the sixth